All right, 1 is Apocalypse Now. 2 is Empire Strikes Back. 3 is Jaws. 4 is A New Hope. 5 is Return of the Jedi.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Three Idiots Talking podcast. We are back with another paid album request. Thank you so much to one of our subscribers for doing this one. Today, we also have, as you guys can clearly see, some brand new camera angles. Myself and Noah, clear major changes. Cole, new camera, slightly different area. Field of view. You can see his guitar a bit. That's nice to see. You can see more posters too. Like to see that. But we're back. New paid album request. Sorry for the delay in the streams. You probably didn't notice it on YouTube because I've been spacing out our uploads properly, but the streams were delayed for a couple days. But we're here. New paid album request. This album is called Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. This album is the debut album from Joy Division. Their first one came out in 1979. It is 10 songs long, 39 minutes. And outside of that, I sort of want to let Noah take the reins here because I don't know anything about Joy Division as a band. In fact, this is the only Joy Division album I've ever even listened to. So as a band, I know nothing about their members or anything about them. So I'm going to let Noah take the reins on trying to explain who they are, what this is. Go for it.
Joy Division.
Well, we got Ian Curtis. You mentioned him.
Ian Curtis is the singer. Peter Hook, bass player. You might know him from New Order. Well, you might know all of them from New Order except for Ian Curtis. You got Bernard Sumner on guitar and Stephen Morris on the drums. They all met, I'm pretty sure, at a punk concert and just thought, this shit's pretty cool. We should learn how to play instruments. And they all somehow found each other afterwards, like weeks or months after they've been learning their instruments, and said, fuck it, let's make a band. And then Ian Curtis now has a bit of a probably legendary status in music for very good lyrics, very dark, and unfulfilled potential is what I'll call it.
Unfulfilled potential. So, okay,
Yes.
so that was Ian Curtis who has the unfulfilled potential, but not the whole band, though, correct?
Well, the band in general does have unfulfilled potential, yeah.
Okay.
They're probably one of the biggest what-ifs in music.
Is there any particular, besides just what you were saying, is there any particular reason?
Ian Curtis killed himself. That's
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a darker tone than I thought was about to be introduced. My fault. I did not know.
Yeah, I wanted to leave it at unfulfilled, unfulfilled potential.
I was unaware. So if anyone out there didn't know, now you know. Maybe I'll cut that from the video. Maybe I won't. Okay, so now Ian Curtis was a singer, correct?
He was the singer and songwriter.
Jeez. These rock band singers and songwriters just offing themselves, man. I don't know what it was. Tough era. Tough genre to be a singer-songwriter in.
He had a lot of issues.
Well, you can kind of get a taste of that in this album. I think we all know that.
Yes.
All right. So, Unknown Pleasures. Anything else we should know about this album in particular from this era? Like, this is 1979. We had already gone through Zeppelin. Floyd had pretty much already come out entirely. Radiohead hadn't come out yet. I know Radiohead got major influence from Joy Division, I believe is what I've been told.
A lot of people did.
A lot of people did.
Kind of its whole own thing at the time.
Right,
Not
right.
anybody really sounded like this.
So how many bands, or maybe you won't know the number, but would you say that a lot of the big bands that came after this, Radiohead included, would cite this album as one of their primary influences?
I don't know if they'd cite it, but you'd definitely be able to at least hear it.
I'd say Joy Division. Or
Joy
New
Division
Order.
as a whole. Okay, or New Order. Okay, all right. So, influential album by an influential band that would unfortunately not be able to continue producing albums. So that's when you get these
They made
bands.
one after this.
Well, I mean, like they would just not be able to continue producing extensively, and it's very sad because when you get I think a lot of times when you get albums like these by band members or band lives get cut short, like Nirvana, like Joy Division, the wonder is often part, like the wonder of what they could have been is often part of the influence that happens. Same thing with that Velvet Underground and Nico, I believe. Same type of situation. So, I mean, I actually don't know how long Velvet Underground and Nico continued on, so I don't really know. But the influence from one album alone can influence so many bands in the future. It's very interesting. So, all right, let's get started. Unknown Pleasures, starting off with, by Joy Division, starting off with Disorder.
Yes, super punny. I think Joy Division is a lot better than the Smiths. Like, way better than the Smiths.
Yeah.
Then again, we
Much
also
more
don't like the
interesting.
Smiths, as we've put up on our Discord before. Well, at least I don't.
I think this tone-wise, production, lyrically, it is topping.
I've been waiting for a guy to
Yes,
come and take me
super
by the hand. Sure, these sensations make me feel the pleasures of a normal man. These sensations spare the insults, leave them for another day. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, take the shock away.
So many amazing bands came out of Manny. Manny?
Manchester.
Oh. You could just say that for England in general. All right, Chad, I got an interesting poll coming up for you.
It's getting faster, moving faster now, it's getting out of hand. On the 10th floor down the back stairs, into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, let it out somehow.
What's up, Rob? Oh, this melody is so good. And the tone. I don't know how to play guitar, but if I did, this is one of the first I'd love to learn because it seems so difficult.
Nope.
What means to you, what means to me?
I think it's Joy Division is actually really good to learn on guitar. It's pretty easy.
What you knew, what you know, what
Yeah,
you
they had not been
That's how little I know.
they had not been playing instruments for a super long time.
It
They
sounds
made
like
it
it's
out.
really massively complicated right
It
now.
just sounds like he's playing a lot of chords or strings really quickly on the same part. Just sounds like
He's
that'd be
playing the
hard.
same string.
Really like that.
I don't know. I'm a good guitar, bro. It seems so hard.
It's hard.
Debatable.
I love his lyrics. It's super simple. I'm getting told so.
It's simple, but really well written. Big fan of the drum sound on this album as well. Need to bring that up. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Joy Division has a special place in my heart. Got into them when I was probably like 16.
A wee
Got
lad.
really into them. Got my first band tee with Joy Division because it's a sick ass album cover. This was probably the first song I heard by them. Absolute banger. Got a great groove, great bass line because Peter Hook played some really cool shit. He always played very high on the fretboard. I'm pretty sure just because he couldn't hear himself very well when he played the lower frequency shit. So he's just like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna play high up on it, and it's gonna
Fuck
sound
you, I'm
fucking
gonna play
awesome."
higher. Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things I love about this is its simplicity. Some very nice guitar. I like the tones a lot on this album. I like the drums. I think they sound very good. They're very poppy. Not like the genre, but like they have a pop to them.
Right.
Lyrics, of course, very good. It's Ian Curtis. Vocals, I like him as a vocalist a lot. Probably more than most people do. I think he's very good. And fits their sound perfectly. I'd give the song right off the bat, I'm feeling a 9.
Woo! Okay. So I'll go next because I actually do have a question to sort of ask. Do people not like his sound vocally? Do
Well,
people trash
he's not
it?
exactly the most skilled singer.
Okay. Okay. I mean, he does seem to sort of have a more monotone type of voice, but he uses it effectively, if that makes sense. Like, he has a strong monotone voice. if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I think this is a banger opener. This sort of, in my opinion, sets. I love openers that set the theme and the vibe of the rest of the album, and this does. If I remember this album correctly, this is one of my few albums on first listen to by a relatively obscure band at the time, at least when I listened to it. That it just hit me right away. Like, wow, this is a really different, good sounding album, and.
You did not like this when you first.
Did I?
You did not. No.
You're right. You were really opposed to it.
You're right. I'm
You were
thinking of
making me
Velvet.
mad.
I'm thinking of Velvet Underground and Nico. You're right. You're right. You're
Don't
totally
bring
right.
up them.
I always flip these two around in my head. Which makes no sense. I know they don't sound alike or to look alike, but I do. You're right. First time I listened to this, I did not like it. Didn't quite get the whole direction this was going. Second time I listened to it, complete reversal. Much more into it, just completely changed my opinion. This is a tone setter for this album. I do enjoy the energy it brings, and I like the guitar tones quite a lot. Now, I've been told it's a very simple guitar tone, which I was unaware of, so in that
Simple
case...
guitar playing. Tone has nothing to do with playing.
Okay, simple guitar, the way to play it is very simple. It's not very difficult, but if you can make a simple guitar... or if you can take a simple way of playing it and make it sound great, that's even better because that's just easier to do.
Kurt Cobain. That's Kurt Cobain right there.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm gonna go 8 to an 8.5. Banger opener. Cool.
Yeah, great opener. Big fan. I would say the only real complaint I have is, I mean, production-wise, it's really good. Like mixing-wise, it's pretty damn perfect. I don't love the sound of the drums. They sound a little flat to me, I suppose. But they don't sound terrible. They just like I think it's a little bit better. But beyond that, the production's great. Yeah, I love the atmosphere of the song. They pretty much, I mean, considering this is 1979, they're basically inventing what post-punk is really going to sound like in the future throughout all of the 80s. Because before this, it just didn't sound like this. But they're really like setting into motion what the sound of post-punk is going to be for the rest of time, I guess. I don't know. I didn't have a better phrase.
Okay.
But yeah, great song, super catchy. Lyrics are crazy dark.
Yeah.
Especially like the first few opening lines are just like, jeez. But they're effective, and I think they convey a lot of emotion. So good on you. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little higher than both of you. 9 to a 9.5.
9 to a
Big ups.
9.5. Wow.
Gigantic ups.
Okay, all right. Didn't think you were gonna go that high, but there it is. Up next, we have Day of the Lords.
Boy.
That is a crazy tone.
What a sound.
Oh.
The Star Wars movie, Super Connie.
I'll rank
There's
them?
4 movies behind me. Actually, there's 5 movies behind me.
Rank them.
All 5? I
All
guess
5. Wait till the song's over. Wait till the song's over.
Yeah. You better wait for this one.
I've seen the nights filled with blood sport in vain, and the bodies untamed, the bodies untamed.
This is like borderline, like emo gothic for me.
It's you could say
Like gothic,
but not.
like just based on the sound.
I have a crazy singer comparison that you're gonna
Oh
hate.
boy, don't say it.
Gonna
Oh, here,
hate.
say it. Just say it.
I think he sounds a
Don't
little
say
like
it. Don't
David
say it.
Byrne right now.
You know,
Maybe on the Overload, but outside of that, no.
The start of the song? Just this song right now. Where he says, especially where he says, "Where will it end?" He's got the same tone Byrne uses.
I mean, they're both kind of talk-sing, I guess.
The Overload.
Distorted and thin. Where will it end?
Right here, sounds like Byrne.
Where will it end? Where will it end? Where will it
God, that is a sick bass line. Holy fuck. I don't remember hearing a bass line that loud in many different songs.
The bass is very prominent on this album.
Oh, you forgot to say hello? Well, you were here during Mogwai? Shout out to you, Rodriguez.
at the edge of the road? There's no
Thanks for coming, AT2. Appreciate it.
I guess you were right when we talked in the heat. There's no room for the weak, no room for the weak.
God, the lyrics, holy shit.
Where will it end? Where
Happy
will it
guy.
end?
This guy definitely had a great relationship with his parents. Very sound fellow.
This guy definitely had a great relationship with himself.
Oh,
When will it
shout out.
end?
We're reacting to it on your birthday? That's awesome. That is... This is the person
Happy
who paid for
birthday.
it.
Happy birthday. You want to hear some really sad, dark shit?
This is the room.
Yes, he does.
So much
Happy guy.
emotion. I don't care if you're like not a good singer if you can display a lot of emotion like this.
I actually agree with that, Noah.
Like, goddamn.
That bass. Oh.
And then the guitar is just, he is strumming it
Is
rather
that pick
quick.
okay?
He's going rather nuts on it.
What's up, I'm him? Great name.
I kind of want to go again first. The instrumental's so fucking good. The riff paired with the bass line, it's phenomenal. The lyrics are some of my favorites on the album. I big fan of the vocals as well, and them getting a lot more intense as the song progresses, expressing a lot of emotion, not very happy ones. Yeah, I love this song, and I'm kind of feeling a 9.5 to a 10. Yeah.
Breaking out a possible 10 on the second song. We like to see it. Cole, you're up. You had a face to that. Very emotive reaction.
Well, it's a great song. I don't know if I feel quite that strongly about it, but it is a great song. I'm a big fan. Boy, those are some lyrics. My goodness. Happy guy, just filled with joy and exuberance for life.
Where will it end?
I don't know. When will his ceaseless happiness end?
I don't know.
Yeah, great atmosphere, really heavy, big fan of that. And yeah, I mean it's almost like a minute and a half longer than the first one, but doesn't really feel like it. It's a pretty
It's true.
tight, almost 5 minutes. Yeah, they just do a great job with the pacing of this song and this whole album, really. I'll throw this one a 9.
Wow. You guys are going high to start. Okay. Yeah, I like this one a little bit better in the start. I thought the best thing about this was also, I agree with Noah, the instrumentals were fantastic. Specifically, the bass was incredible. Throughout the whole song, just so in your face, prominent, and just loud. You can hear it so well. The lyrics are dark, and that's going to be a theme throughout this album, from what I remember. And as someone who loves good lyrics, they are written exquisitely well. It's not going into as like it's reaching levels of like Nirvana darkness without going into the explicities that Kurt Cobain goes into, which is cool. It's cool to see that type of like same reach without being explicit, and you can see how somebody could be dark without being swearing and cursing and stuff. It's a very unique way of doing it. Two different styles trying to center around the same thing. Like that a lot. Why is it called the Overload, by the way? Just I've never heard it called that before. What's
Talking
that?
Heads.
No. Oh,
Is that one song?
Head song.
Oh, you're saying this song sounds like the Overload.
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
the Overload was written to sound like Joy Division.
Got it. Okay. I like the hook probably the most here. The Where Will It End? He sounds fantastic on this as a singer. I'm going to give this... I'm going to agree with Cole and just say a 9. Up next, we have Candidate.
More banger bass incoming.
No, It Not Bad. Return of the Jedi overrated. Bucky.
A little.
Oh,
a
Bucky,
little.
you're killing me.
A little.
You got number 1 right.
No chocolate milk. Today we got lemonade or orange juice.
Last 2 times I went to get Taco Bell, they didn't have anything.
Oh my god. They're hurting the stream. Really bad, Cole. Damn. Not a fan
Return of the Jedi. Oh my lord, Return of the
Save
Jedi
it,
is not the
save it.
second best of those 5 minutes. Get out of here.
Oh, that drum fill was great.
Thank you, Hugo. And I'm allowed to talk to them if I feel so inclined, sir. We've all heard this before.
Okay.
Missing out on some good lyrics, so. Politically
Dude, this
charged
bass.
lyric.
Please keep your distance. The trail leads to here. There's blood on your finger. Blood on
Little
my
shit like that goes on in the background of the guitar. There's so much for the atmosphere.
I worked hard for this. I tried to get to you. You
That bass riff is so good.
It's just second nature. It's what we've been shown. We're living by your rules. That's all that we know.
Not his best vocal performance so far.
I thought he had a good melody on this one.
He's not showing as
These
much
Star Wars takes are
emotion.
terrible. The melody is great.
Which Star Wars movie of the first 3 was the one with the Ewoks?
Return of the Jedi.
Okay, that's the worst one.
Yes, it is.
And then
That's why.
first one, which is the one where Luke has this little fight with Vader.
Empire.
Like this, yeah, that's number 1.
The first fight between them is an Empire.
Okay, yeah, then that's number 1.
That is number 1. That's true.
Yeah, and then I guess the other one's number 2.
I loved everything except his vocals on this. I thought his vocals fell a little flat. I liked the melody that he was singing them in, but there was, we just talked about in the previous song how the emotion that you present can often overtake the innate ability of a singer. So you can have an emotional song that sounds good even if you're not great at singing. Well, I didn't really feel that in this one. It just felt very monotone. He did try to get the melody in there to keep it more interesting to listen to, which it did, and it helped, but it certainly wasn't a great performance vocally. Now, you can disagree with that, that's fine, but I mean, compared to the first 2 songs, this one was a lower tier vocally. That being said, the bass was fantastic. Might have been the best bass riff so far. Guitar was a little... it was okay. Wasn't great. Didn't do a whole lot this song. I thought the drum fills were fantastic. The only other thing to talk about is the lyrics. They were great. Obviously a politically charged song, and you're gonna have a lot of that with these 70s, 80s albums. But if you read the lyrics, are pretty damn interesting to read, and they didn't go too in depth, but there's a lot of metaphorical behind the scenery type of stuff going on there. So hard song to rate. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of good, a lot of bad. I would put it at a strong 7.5 to an 8.
Okay.
Noah.
I usually don't like politically charged songs lyrically, because usually I think they do too much, and they can be kind of cringe, or just come off kind of stupid. But I feel like on this one, they went into enough detail to where you know what's going on and can understand, but without really, I don't know, feel like it's pushing something onto you. And I think it's very good. Very good bass line.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my favorite so far, but it's very good. It definitely carries the song besides the vocals, which of course were also very good. Guitar. It's the first song on the album where they kind of use guitar more as an atmospheric tool than really what you typically use it for.
It certainly didn't have the presence it had previously.
I feel like it made its presence very known.
The bass did.
Being all eerie and coming in and out, making these creepy little off-putting noises.
Sure.
Which I don't know if they are the ones who started that, but I know a lot of bands went on to go and do that after this, and I think it's very good. Yeah, that's also a 9.
Also a 9. Wow. All right, Cole.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Noah
Yeah,
here.
I figured you
That was a 9 right there. Yeah,
Wow.
great atmosphere again. I thought his vocals were good. I didn't have any problem with them. I especially like the vocal melody on that one quite a bit. Yeah, feeling a 9.
Insight up next. The start of like every song on this album has had this super lo-fi chill thing going on.
This guy's really happy. I'm one of these lyrics coming up. I lost the will to want more.
That's
Holy
crazy. You've
Oh
lost
my
the
God.
will to want.
Happy
Holy
guy.
shit.
That is an awfully hot coffee pot. These sound effects are kind of wild.
Guess your dreams always end. They don't rise up, just descend. But I don't care anymore. I've lost the will to want more.
Brutal. Brutal.
I'm not afraid, none at all. I watch them all as they fall. But I remember when we were young. Those with habits and ways, the sense of style and the taste of making sure you were right. Hey, don't you know you were right?
Don't you know you were right?
I'm not afraid anymore. I keep my eyes on the door. But I remember.
Oh. But the world beat of beans.
It's gassed up.
That's one of the worst lines in the history of music.
It's up there.
Oh, this laser effect is so cool. They trying to be Kraftwerk, but Crafty does it better. I don't think I've listened
Yeah.
to Kraftwerk.
Well, you should. Very good. I mean, I don't know if you'd like it, but I think it's very
You
good.
should listen. I don't know if you like it though.
Pretty important, I'd say. to music.
I love that little
Time,
doo-doo.
a special moment in time.
It's such a cool fill.
Yeah, we wasted our time.
The drums don't really like reverberate enough for you, Cole.
Would we
Like, do they fade out? Like the sound of the hits. Like, you know.
and all God's angels beware. And all you judges beware.
They just sound a little flat.
Sons of chance, take good care.
They sound like the drums on the Court of the Crimson King. I don't love those drums either.
I'm not afraid anymore.
Okay, we can stop now.
I'm not afraid anymore.
Come
They sound a
on.
little flat. They don't have that punch to them.
I think they sound nice and snappy.
I'm not afraid anymore.
It's a bit of a dull sound. It's too airy.
That's a good word. I don't agree with you, but that's a good word.
I don't agree with you, but it's a good word. What a weird way of using a bass drum.
Oh boy, I said something negative about it. One of the Crimson King.
How did,
I
what
can't wait
word?
until we get to do that album.
I suppose this is probably my least favorite song on the album. So I mean, it's definitely my least favorite so far. It's still good. It's got some cool, the laser stuff is cool, and it's got a good atmosphere to it. The lyrics are good. It maintains that eerie, dark, heavy atmosphere that this thing does so well. Melodically, I don't think it's quite as good as the three before it. But it's still a good song, and I like it. I'll throw this one. I'll probably throw it an 8.
An 8. Okay. Noah?
I'll kind of just double down on what Coles has said, except I like it a little more.
Ooh.
8.5.
8.5. I like the effects the most here. I think the drum bass at the end is really cool. Bass drum, not drum bass. The bass drum is really cool at the end. I like how it sort of solos out there. I really like the effects, especially when they don't just have it as a fill and they have it going like as like its own little solo essentially. The lyrics are good. The rest of the instrumental is kind of boring though. There's not a whole lot that happens. There's no really guitar much going on. The drums are just there for a little like just their basic, riffing along. Outside of that, not a whole lot happening. I will give this a 7.5 to an 8 again because they've definitely done more stuff in their previous songs than they had in that one. That added some more things that made it more interesting essentially than that one. Although there were some cool things they did to add interest to it, like the sound effects. All right, Ceremony, Best Joy Division / New Order song ever from Mox.
No.
Let's calm down now, Cole. What did you say?
I think
drums.
he's talking about when I said the drums on Court of the Crimson King. I'm not crazy about.
I'll say that
Go ahead.
Joy Division's best song, it is on their second album. It's just not that one.
7 out of 10 from Mox. 7. It's like whatever, but I'm never coming back to it from I'm Him. Definitely not bad, but not much. It does not have a whole lot of re-listenability. I'll agree with that. High School Computer Club in the 80s music 2.1 from James Diamond. You think this is being made in the High School Computer Club in the 80s, James? That's impressive. It's very
We need
impressive.
to get a psychiatric check on the computer clubs if they're
real.
writing lyrics like this.
Well, you lot are very generous for this album. I mean, these two gave it an 8, but I only gave it 7.5 to 8. It's not.
I
hugely-
love this album. It is connected to me. It is part of
It's
my
a great
lore.
album.
Doi,
man.
doi. Good song. Big Doi Doi enjoyer. Pink Floyd did it better though. 8. Hell yeah.
Good
Jordan.
pick.
Shout a song 7.5. I guess I'm gonna have to be the voice of reason when you do. I don't even know what
Court
album
of the
that is.
Crimson
Court of the
King.
Crimson King. Thank you.
I love Court of the Crimson King. It's a masterpiece.
I thought it was fantastic on first listen. All right, up next.
not start throwing that
New
word around.
Dawn Fades.
Okay, we're about to get into some hood classics here.
James Diamond, you gotta
Deep
enjoy the
cut
Discord, bro.
classics.
some absolute first year learning guitar classics.
That bass is heavy.
And then
Grind.
beautiful guitar part coming up.
Wow.
Lord.
Change of speed, a change of style, change of scene, with no regrets, a chance to watch, admire the distance, still occupied, though you forget, different colors, different shades, overreach, mistakes were made. I took the blame. Directionless, so plain to see. A loaded gun won't set you free.
Wow.
That's such a bar.
That's a dark lyric.
That's such a bar.
A loaded gun won't set you free, so you say.
Ironic.
Wow.
That is a definition of irony.
Except, well, it'd be more ironic if that's how he did it.
Oh? I mean, it's still irony, but well, how'd he do it?
Hung himself.
Oh.
We'll share a drink and step outside. An angry voice and one who cried.
Man.
He's actually, this by far is his vocals.
Everything and more. This phrase too much, can't take much more.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Alex. Oh, that. My God. Fucking hell. I forgot how fucking good this song was. I call first. Whew. Oh, it has been a minute since I listened to this album, but boy, I had this song in a playlist that Cole would say I have too many in because damn straight it is. This is fantastic. From the riff to the instrumental to the drumming to the vocals to the lyrics. I mean, this hits every mark perfectly. I have zero issues with any decision they made on this song. I thought the vocals were his most emotional. I thought he sounded fantastic. I thought the melody was great. I thought the way he was singing them was passionate. You could hear that he was trying to really give some emotion to the lyrics that he was saying. The lyrics, even the foreshadowing, is just it's dark and it's grimy, but it's been the same way throughout this album. But this one feels a little different. Like it hits a little harder, and that's probably because the instrumental is so well placed during the vocals as well and during the lyrics. And some of the bars are just like, damn. That's a way of thinking about that I never thought of. Like, golly.
Ian Curtis bars.
Yeah, just so good. A lot to think about. I could go on and on. I'll let these two continue what they like. This is a 10. Noah?
I'll go. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. Probably the second best guitar performance on the album. A very good riff, also very nice melodic playing during the verses. Bass is also killing it, very thick. Lyrics are just wow. Some of my favorites on the album. Really dark, really fucked up. But that's the whole album. Vocally, yeah, it's definitely one of his best vocal performances. Gets really into it, and I enjoy that. I would go 9.5.
9.5. Wow, I would love to know what's holding back the 10 there. I really would.
Hey Cole, do you think? Can you guess what I'm gonna say? You've said this a few times. When something isn't a 10, and it's really close.
Doesn't feel
It doesn't feel like a
Yep,
10?
doesn't feel like a 10.
That's what I was gonna guess you were gonna say, but I mean, okay, I don't get it. But go ahead, Cole.
Yeah, I'm pretty much copy and paste what Noah said, including his rating. I'm feeling
for the love
nine and a
of
half. I mean,
God.
that's probably the best song so far on this album. Incredibly emotional and impactful vocal performance from our boy Ian on this one. Brutal, but I mean, it is just wow, goodness gracious, he was going through it. And that it resonates. You really feel it. You do.
You do.
It's alarming.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, just the atmosphere and the heaviness really complements everything that they're doing really well. 9.5.
Up next, She's Lost Control.
Easily the best bass line.
How many more we got? 4 more.
37.
Got it.
It is high upon that neck. He's playing like the 19th fret on the bass.
In her eyes it says it all. She's lost control. And she's clinging to the nearest passerby. She's lost control. And she gave away the secrets of her past and said, I've lost control again. And of a voice that told her when and where to
Talking
act,
Heads
she
got
said,
so
I've lost
influenced by this
control
band. Holy
again.
Lord.
God, the story behind the lyrics of this song, Lord.
You have to tell us after.
I will. I'll look it up just for you, just to make sure I get it
And she
right.
turned around and took me by the hand and said, I've lost control again. And how I'll never know just why or understand. She said, I've lost control again.
This melody kicks
She
ass.
screamed out, kicking on his side, and said, I've lost control again. And seized upon the floor, I thought she died. She said, I've lost control.
And I feel that, Mr.
She's lost
Curtis.
control again.
Yeah.
She's lost control.
This song's a bit of an epileptic anthem.
She's lost control.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, that's so good. surprised about with the song is that's not getting more reverb on it. It just cuts off immediately on every hit.
Crazy to think these fellas have only been producers for a handful of years and started writing shit like this. That's crazy.
And she showed up all the errors and mistakes and said I've lost control again. And she expressed herself in many different ways until she lost control again. And walked up on the edge of no escape and laughed, I've lost control. She's lost control again. She's lost control.
39% of chat thinks this is the greatest debut album of all time.
I get it.
She's lost control.
Not a bad pick.
Oh, that climb. Good there, Cole.
You can keep laughing, buddy. I'm gonna tell the story about the song when it's over. Okay, so first off, the song, Ian Curtis used to work at a rehabilitation center,
Okay.
helping people get jobs, and one of his clients was a girl with epilepsy, like him. And at one point, I guess he noticed that she wasn't coming in anymore. And he discovered that she had a fucking epileptic fit in her sleep and died.
Ooh.
So, once again, very happy song about happy things.
Yeah, wait. Okay, so that's pretty wild because I'll let you continue with the ranking first. I'll go afterwards. Go ahead.
Amazing bass line. I'd probably give that like a top 50 bass line all time. That is amazing. Very well written. Lyrics are fucking nuts. Especially since it's all based off real shit. Big fan of the guitar work, especially the little ascending climbs that would go on during the song. Vocally, it's solid. It's not one of his best performances on the album, but it's still good. It falls in the New Dawn Fades category of just doesn't feel like a 10.
Just
I'll go
doesn't
9.5.
feel like a 10 again. Okay. So one thing I was going to say is for such a dark lyric, it's got a happy underlying instrumental. I got energy from that. I don't get a very dark, it's not a dark vibe or atmosphere they're creating. It's an energetic / maybe happy atmosphere, I guess you could say, if you could word it that way. So crazy contrast between that and the lyrics. Pretty cool. I like that difference. Yeah, wild lyrics. Didn't know the story about that. That's pretty insane. But to write an entire song about that is even crazier. So great choice or interesting choice there from Mr. Curtis. Wild lyrics when you actually read them and see what he's saying based upon that. I just want to say the best thing about this was the melody. I thought the melody was fantastic. I absolutely loved how he sang along to the instrumental. Just a perfect progression up every single time you go, she lost control again, and then with it back through it every single time. Love the guitar climbing up. I don't know what the progression of the guitar or whatever you call that when it goes from a lower scale to a higher really quick. Love that. 9.5 to a 10. Very, very, very close to a 10. Very cool. What the hell were you laughing at?
It's some stupid shit I saw. It had nothing to do with the song.
Okay.
I guess I'm not quite as high on this one as y'all are, but I still did think it was a really good song. I don't know why I don't know why everybody's like calling this one like, oh, it's a 10 or a 9.5. I'm like, it's like an 8.5. It was good.
Wow.
I mean, the bass line is great. I guess melodically I'm not as high on it as some of y'all
Clearly.
are. But yeah, it's still really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. 8.5.
All right, up next, Shadowplay.
We're not on a generational instrumental run right now.
I love.
About to go through an absolute peak instrumental.
Yes, I did say leave it up.
To the center of the city where a road's been waiting for you. To the depths of the ocean where a hope sank searching for you. I was moving through the silence without motion, waiting for you.
We got some takes in the chat.
Wow, you are so wrong on him. That's your worst opinion I've ever seen.
Are we really talking during Shadowplay guitar?
Yeah.
Hold down. Ooh, banger.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that part's so goofy. I love it.
In the shadow play, acting out your own death, knowing no more. There's the assassin's old group, 10-4 lines dancing on the floor. And with cold steel odor around their bodies, made a move to command. I can only stare in disbelief as the clouds go red.
This drum room sounds like down on the street on the
I
Stevens.
did everything I wanted to.
Damn.
I let them use you,
Yeah.
but then it ends. To the center of the city in the night, waiting for you. To the center of the city in the night, waiting for you.
Getting a little industrial in the background.
God. Not many guitar solos on this album, but when they do one, it's pretty fucking sick.
I wanted that to keep going. Wow. Usually when I listen to this album, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I only really am that super into like the beginning and ending of this album, but this song really stood out to me in this listen. I hadn't really, I don't know, maybe I just hadn't paid that much attention to it before, even though I've heard this album like probably upwards of 10 times at this point.
Wow.
I don't know what my problem was. This song is fantastic.
I don't know why I suck. This song is great.
I don't know what my deal was. I don't know why I was zoning out around here. Yeah, I mean, this is like contending for like best song on the album now after I really
Wow.
focused on it more. That was
Are we
great.
dropping it?
I
Are we
mean-
dropping a double digiter?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Let's get your hopes up. But yeah, I mean the rhythm section, like the drum and the bass groove was
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean the drum groove was amazing. I thought that was tremendous. And probably the best guitar work of any song on this album so far. that solo was great. And his vocal performance was damn good too. That was a hood classic right there. That was
Certified?
I'm gonna throw that a 9.5.
9.5, but not
All right.
cracking the 10. Noah, you look ready to go.
Good, amazing take, Cole. Amazing take, guitar savant Cole. This is the best guitar song on the album. They gave him a chance to let loose with a solo, took it, fucking ran with it. Lyrics, I think they're a tiny little bit weaker than the rest of the album, but still really good. Great vocal performance, but it's really the guitar that makes the song for me. He is just chunking away with the riffs, and just they go really hard on the reverb, which
Yep.
I'm all for. I mean, y'all don't fuck with Shadowplay like I do. I've been a Shadowplay enjoyer.
I done been
You're
one, bro.
you're just joining the club. Well, I'm the fucking founder. Yeah, that's a 10.
Gatekeeping is crazy.
Gatekeeping a song that came out like 25 years before I existed.
I done been on this train. Yo, I was morphed by it. What's the
It might be a 10. If I feel like it was, I wish it was a little longer. Honestly, if I had a complaint about it, I wish it was a little longer. I was vibing. I was feeling it.
Could have had a longer solo.
I think I'm definitely more on Cole's side. I guess I hadn't paid enough attention to this previously. It was definitely banging. Love the solo. Fucking love the solo. I don't remember if there's another solo on this album, but this one was the best that I've heard. The riff is incredible. Love the way he's singing. The melody, especially where he comes in and just gives it more energy on that last push every single time. Great choice. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Noah here and say that's a 10. All right, up next, Wilderness.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Again, we're grooving.
I traveled far and wide through many different times. What did you see there? I saw the saints with their toys. What did you see there? I saw our knowledge destroyed. I traveled far and wide through many different times. I traveled far and wide through prisons of the cross. What did you see there? The power and glory of sin. What did you see there? The blood of Christ on their skins. I traveled far and wide through many different times.
Great bass. I love how prominent the bass has been on this album. I really do. You rarely hear that from an album.
I traveled far and wide, no martyrs died. What did you see there? I saw the one-sided trials. What did you see there? I saw the tears as they cried. They had tears in their eyes, tears in their eyes, tears in their eyes, tears in their eyes.
He really loves to add emphasis on the last couple lines of every song. He really likes to go out with a bang. Vocally.
Let me say this about Wilderness. All of the parts of this are good, but there is something about this song that does feel a bit underwritten, maybe. I feel like the vocal melody and instrumental didn't line up super well, or as well as a lot of the songs on here have.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lyrics are super interesting. Like some of the most interesting lyrics on this album. Um, I'm not really sure why that is, but I stand by that. Yeah, all the elements here are good. There's something about how this is structured that just feels a little odd, maybe a little off. And it does feel a little underwritten. I mean, it's only 2.5 minutes, and it feels a little shorter than maybe it should have been. Um, so I suppose this is probably what I would say is the weakest song on the album, but it's still good. I still like it. Um, but yeah, just not as. Although lyrically, it's one of the best in my opinion. Um, I'll throw this one an 8.
8. So I kind of agree with you. I think the I get what you're saying about the instrumental and the vocal melodies not really lining up as much on this song. I kind of understand that. I like the way he was just sort of like keeping the same sort of melody throughout the song, even through the hook, and then at the very end he lifted the last 3 lines to be much more emboldened, much more passionate singing at the very end. He's done that a couple times this album, and I think that's kind of a cool, unique way of doing it. One problem I have with it is it's a little short. It's only 2.5 minutes. Yeah, 2.5 minutes long. A little short. Probably could have used another verse, and probably could have let the guitars go off a bit more on this song, because the bass was going pretty hard. The drums and the guitars weren't doing a whole ton of work here. That's kind of been not common, but it's kind of happened in a couple different songs where the guitars and maybe not the drums, but the guitar really hasn't been a huge prominent feature. The bass guitar in here on this album has been a prominent feature on almost every song, which is great because you don't really see that often. But they definitely could have let the guitars go a little bit harder on this song, or at least the drums. I'll go 7 to 7.5. No.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Oh boy, big Wilderness fan here.
It is one of the best grooves on the album.
It's just short though. It's groovy, but it's short.
It's a good groove.
And some of the best lyrics.
I think the lyrics are great.
A very
Parts of
good
it.
vocal performance. It was one of the better ones on the album, in my opinion. Tones are good. The guitar, I mean, it's Wood Vision is never really going to be a very often thing where it's the main moving force. So I don't know. I never really had any complaints with the way they use guitar. I think they use it very good, very tasteful.
Tasteful.
You guys, I think you guys are being a little bit, a couple haters right now.
Okay.
I'm feeling another 9 here.
All right. Up next we have Interzone. Everything is different. New mics, new setups, new camera angles. Where am I? Yeah, Nathan.
It's a bit of a baby boy for me right here.
What a tone.
Now we're using a guitar.
He sounds very different on the song compared to the rest. Higher
It
pitch.
definitely does. That duality of the higher pitched vocal on the verse with the little backup thing being lower is cool. Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. You did. I forgot.
It's
All
a
right, cool.
little bit of a baby boy for me right here. I'm a big fan of Interzone. First of all, sick title. Love it. Don't even really know what that means, but it's an awesome word. This is like this is definitely the most punk sound song on this album, easily. Um, I love the energy of this song. I love the instrumental. I love the guitar riff. I love the drum groove, the bass. I love his vocal performance. I love how he wrote it with the back and forth lyricism with himself. I think that's super cool. I think this is like one of the most fun instrumentals on this album. Um, I wish it was longer because it's such a great sound that they're in, and they're doing punk music really well. Um, yeah, uh, I don't really know how other people feel about this song, but I love it. I think this song is great. I'm giving it a 9.
Wow. Okay. Um, this, I mean, in reference to what you were saying about punk, this does sort of sound a bit like The Clash in a way. I think the guitar being a lot more prevalent on this song is a big boost to it, because as I was just complaining about Wilderness, how the guitar didn't feel like, you know, it was doing very much, and a couple other songs like that, but the guitar is prevalent on this one. You can hear it from the get-go. It comes in with a fiery riff, and I like the energy it brings. The lyrics are good. I think the vocals are a little lower in quality than some of the other songs. The contrast between the higher pitched and a lower pitched on the oh, I forget the term right now. When you just have a background thing right after the main line is played, and I can't remember the term right now, but the contrast between the lower pitch and the higher pitch vocals is cool. I like what they did with that. There wasn't really a melody per se vocally here, but it did keep a strong pace to it. Short song, even shorter than Wilderness, only about 2:15 or so, 2:16. But you know, this one felt like it didn't need to be longer. This one felt like it was just a quick little pop right out you, high energy, intense song from the start. Didn't have to do a whole lot else. So I'll give it credit. Sometimes songs don't have to be super long if they bring a lot of burst of energy and then they just shut themselves off real quick. Like that, I'll give it an 8. Yeah, just give it a solid 8. Noah.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning closer to Cole on this one. Big fan of the up in the I guess I'll just say up in the BPM.
Up in the BPM.
Getting a lot quicker. Tone wise, it's definitely one of the better tones on the album, especially for like just the rhythm guitar. Very good riff. I'm a big fan of his vocal performance. It was a little higher pitched, and I think that was intentional for that, you know, his main vocal line to be higher pitched, to make the secondary lines that would follow afterwards, which were like a lot lower pitched, to make them like really contrast. So I think it was definitely a intentional decision, and I like it a lot.
Yep.
I do wish the song was like another minute longer.
You do?
But I'm cool. Yeah, but I'm cool with just being a 2-minute burst of energy out of nowhere. This is indeed a 9.5.
All right, on to I Remember Nothing.
The final song.
Oh, last song. All right, Joy Division, end this with a banger. Maybe not a banger, but at least a good song. Wow. Okay.
We
I
are
do
about
not
to get
remember
real
this song.
atmospheric.
Holy.
With the glass.
Ooh. What the hell is that instrument they're using right there?
That's a bass.
There's some
There's the glass.
We're strangers.
Wow. Oh, Jonathan, don't worry, bro. You can catch the VOD after.
We're strangers. Away too long.
violin in the background just before Strangers.
Get weak all the time.
Didn't love that vocal.
We just pass the time.
Nathan said this is a precursor to Nick Cave and Swans, and I see it.
Just a little boy.
I could see Swans taking a lot from this.
Vocally, definitely.
Instrumentally, everything.
We stare from each side.
Insert the fucking laugh track here.
We were strangers. Way too long. Violent, more violent, his hand cracks the chair.
Now I want Michael Gira to cover a Joy Division song.
Moves on reaction, then slumps in despair.
So much glass.
Trapped in a cage and surrendered too soon. Me in my own world. One that you knew.
The vocal choices on this song are crazy.
So out there.
We're strangers. We're strangers. Way too way too long.
To you, that's what Talking Heads tried to do with Overload.
Sounds a lot like
Very
Overload.
similar, you're right.
Overload, but better. How can you not hear that glass breaking and not be a big fan? I need to know if that's like a whip or something.
I
They
wonder if
made
just
Mike have like a
took
whip
metal
crack.
pipes and just dropped or threw them on the floor.
Whatever it is, big fan.
That's definitely a metal pipe, for sure.
Sounded like a door.
I need to call in my metal pipe guy and see what that is.
You get a PVC pipe guy.
My PVC pipe guy.
Pipe guy.
What? You butchered the PVC pipe.
I said PCP pipe for a reason.
Wow. Just desolate.
Desolate.
Ominous.
Ominous.
Eerie. Monolithic. Dark.
How many
Heavy.
adjectives can you find?
You sound like a,
We'll see.
you sound like a
Goddamn
pitchfork writer.
dictionary.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the most ominous songs on this. That's probably the most ominous song on this album. Goodness, big fan of the word ominous.
Keep it going. Let's keep it rolling.
I mean, yeah, I love how everything is just so spaced out.
Yeah.
He really goes for some vocal moments here, and I think he pulls them off pretty well. for as spaced out as this all is, it's still got a great groove and it's still got a good melody. It's still catchy. This is like maybe the most post-punk song on this album. Um, yeah, super heavy. I enjoy it quite a bit. I'm feeling a 9 to a 9.5.
Woo. Noah.
Yeah, they get real experimental on this one.
And they do.
Just thinking all the weird shit they can put in it and make it still work. All the little sound effects that I'm sure they made. I'm sure they like mic'd up a wall and threw a fucking glass at it. Like, and it sounds cool. It builds a very eerie atmosphere, especially the vocals as well. Like, they're very, I don't know. There's something about them that is different from the rest of the album, and I don't know, just gives off a very different mood, a little creepy. Bass did a lot of the heavy lifting instrumentally, which I'm fine with, because Peter Hook, very good bass player.
Clearly.
Yeah, he showed it across the whole fucking album, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm in Cole's camp on this one.
Ooh.
I'm also, once again, 9.5.
9.5. I like a lot of parts of this. I'm not a huge punk fan. I know this is technically post-punk, so it's a little different. Not the biggest punk fan on the planet, though. I do like some songs. This one I liked a lot, mainly because of what you said, Noah, the bass line. That has been so featured on this album. Probably the most featured bass I've ever heard on an album before. Just going absolutely nuts on every single song and loud and big and making itself completely known. So shout out to Mr. Hook for this entire album because he fucking killed this shit. I thought the vocals were very perfect for the style of song they were doing. That being said, I wasn't a huge fan of how he sang some of the lines. It did give a little rough to the edge a bit on it, a little on the lower end of his vocal range, and not my favorite sounding performances of him throughout this album. I think he's had a lot better. That being said, it fit the theme. Very dark, industrial, wasteland type of atmosphere they're going for here. I mean, we could hear the sound effects. Noah mentioned them, like just throwing shit against the wall, breaking glass, random metal noises that happen. It's very industrial. Cole probably loves that shit. He's all into industrial rock, so this is right up his alley. This is why he probably gave it a 9 to a 9.5. The thing I don't really love about it is there didn't really seem to be a continuing melody at any point for him to sing wise. And I don't know, the vibe of the song just is not my style. I guess I'm not a huge post-punk fan. Maybe it's the more industrial side of it that I really didn't enjoy. I've never been an industrial rock fan. Anyone who knows, been here for a while, knows I'm not a huge noise rock, industrial rock fan, so that really didn't, or post-rock for that matter, that really didn't do a whole lot for me. That being said, I like the majority of the sound of this. I'm going to get hate for this, but a 7.5 to an 8. It's final rankings time, everybody. That was the album Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. If you've never been here before, if you're a Joy Division viewer, or if you're just brand new in general, what we do on final rankings is we rank our top 3 of the album. In order, we put an album in 1 to 10 ranking as a whole, and then we give our final thoughts on the album. Noah, I have wrote your name down by default. I don't know why, but there it is. You're up.
All right, we will go New Dawn Fades at 3, Day of the Lords at 2, and Shadowplay at 1.
Wow.
Big fan of this album. Incredibly consistent. Great lyrics if you're into that dark fucked up shit.
Sure.
Great bass playing. I think they do a very good job creating bleak atmospheres across the whole album. They definitely got their point across musically. This is one of the 29 albums that I've heard so far that I think is a 10.
Wow. Okay. I honestly didn't think you were going to give it a 10. You only gave 2, I believe. No, you only gave one 10.
I'm not going
Wow.
off... It's off the listening experience as well.
I understand. I get that. Wow, just a little surprised. All right, I'm going to go last. I'm going to have Cole go next.
Alrighty, top three on this album. Number three. Oof. Number three, I might go Disorder. Number two, I
Interesting.
think I'll go New Dawn Fades, and number one, I think I'll go Shadowplay.
Okay.
Um, Overall, great fucking post-punk album. Really set the standard of what a post-punk album is and what it, should sound like. Really, borderline invented the sound of post-punk. I mean, it technically existed before this, but it wasn't this set in stone yet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere is what really sells this album for me. The kind of dark heaviness of it is really palpable. His emotions come off in his vocals really powerfully, and I think lyrically, it's pretty fucking brilliant. Um, the instrumentals are always really solid. The bass lines are great. The drum grooves are really good. I wouldn't say it's the most wonderfully produced album of all time in terms of like, I mean, really, just like the drum tone. I'm still not crazy about it, but it's not terrible. And I appreciate the mixing is as good as it is. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling a 9 to a 9.5 on Unknown Pleasures.
Okay. Okay. All right,
Right.
my final rankings. So I just was going through this. I'm gonna put 3, She's Lost Control, 2, Shadowplay, and 1 is New Dawn Fade. So definitely flipped your guys around a bit there. Yeah, like I said when I first started this album, the first time I ever listened to it, I was not a fan. I didn't get it. I didn't get the post-punk atmosphere. I didn't get the punk atmosphere. I didn't get the weird monotone singing. None of it made sense to me. I had to re-listen to this to completely flip my opinion on it because it really just flew over my head the first time. And that happens, that can definitely happen as you listen to an album. Sometimes you listen to it in a wrong mood, something new, something experimental, something you haven't heard before, and it hits you at the wrong time. Well, that was the first time. Ever since then, I have completely changed it. It is a totally new opinion, and it's only gone up. This listen, definitely the highest ratings I've given some of these songs. I really do enjoy majority of what is happening here, especially songs like Shadowplay, She's Lost Control, New Dawn Fades, Day of the Lords is great. I really like the atmosphere they create. I love that the bass is so prominent. The bass guitar is so prominent on this album. That's really cool to see. Some things I really didn't like were some of the vocals at some points still aren't amazing to me. I do think it's sounding better as I listen, but the vocal melodies are still just a little not cutting it. The lyrics are fantastic throughout this album. I love the dark without being explicit. I love how moody it is without being emo and goth and stuff like that. It's really cool. It doesn't feel like they're faking it. It feels like he's being genuine with his emotions there, which is awesome. Love to see that. So overall, hard to rate. I'm gonna give this album, I think, a solid 9. I think a 9 is a very fair rating. I think Noah, I mean, the last time I rated this, I gave it an 8, so it's jumped up a whole point since then. Maybe the next time I listen to it, it'll be a 10. I don't know. I'm probably have to wait a little bit to listen to it again, but Noah with a 10, Cole with a 9 to a 9.5. I'm at a 9. I mean, that's a progressive scale upwards. And what's funny? I thought Cole would give this a higher rating. I thought Cole would give this a 10 because of the industrial sound it has on a lot of different songs. I know you're a big fan of that, but it's mainly, then I thought about it's mainly just the last song that has that type of sound to it. So, all right. That was our review of Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. Thank you so much to Shadow Song for requesting it and for the paid request. And for those of you who want to do paid requests, links are to contact us about it are in the description of all our live streams and all our videos. Feel free to contact. You can also do it on Discord. You can DM us, whatever you would like, and we will negotiate and figure out if we want to do your request. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, remember to leave a like down below and hit subscribe. Also, join our Discord. Link to the Discord in the description below. We have a ton of people who are joining us with fire music opinions. Drop your rankings in there, drop your hot takes, drop whatever you feel like it. We also have a sharing channel. You can share art or music or what.
You drop whatever you feel like, as long as it follows the rules.
That's true. There's
There
a
we
rules
go.
channel. Make sure you follow the rules. I should. Good point. But there's an art channel. You can drop your music, whatever you want in there. You can drop whatever you feel like art wise in there. And yeah, hopefully you guys will join the Discord. We have a lot. We have some events that we're trying to plan out and figure out when we can do them, and hopefully we'll get more people in there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit subscribe down below. We also do all these live, so hit the bell to get notified when we go live. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
She's upon the floor, I thought she died. She said, I've lost